I feel your pause in this situation, and I'm sure that a lot of Nigerians share in this pain. But I am aware that, the CBN has a guide for bank charges that regulate these banks. And I would also say that I'm sure a lot of the public do not know when they have issues like this, how to channel their complaints. Now, would you say that the fault comes from the CBN, from not properly educating the public about these channels of complaints to, ensure that their transactions are safe and they are protected? Because oftentimes they are being exploited by these banks. Let's not cover it up. This is an actual situation that happens. So is the fault from the CBN or the customer or the banks themselves?
One of the problems and one of the most moribund agencies we have currently in the country is the National Orientation Agency, that is supposed to educate the people on government new policy. But you ask yourself, what level of job do they do regularly to educate the people? And CBN, as an institution, the public relations department, how do they reach out to the public? How do they educate Nigerians about how to go about it? And what mechanism have they put in place? Before now, we saw a situation where CBN came up with a platform where you can make complaints about a failed transaction. Yeah. A failed transaction. And you ask yourself, how effective is that particular platform? How has this platform held these banks accountable? Because we have seen banks do things the way they like, carry out actions the way they like, and when customers complain, like this Polaris Bank issue I was talking about.
Please,
like, sorry about that. No, but when customers complain about this, you discover that these people have a way of covering themselves. And let me say this, the corruption in the system. Recently, the House of Representatives set up an ad hoc committee to investigate illegal bank charges. But you ask yourself, what exactly has that committee done? It is just business as usual. Of course, they will invite bank executives, they will come. When they come, they have a situation where these bank executives, what do? They go ahead to, these bank executives will go ahead, sort out with the National Assembly members. When they sort out with them, the matter dies. This has continued. And this is the problem we are having right now. So if we must progress as a people, people must be held accountable. Banks must be held accountable. And trust me, first of all, the Nigerian investor who is building an industry that is supposed to employ Nigerians should be encouraged. But from what we see these days, they are not being encouraged. They are discouraging investors from coming into the country to invest. Because if a local investor cannot get his money, like the situation we painted earlier on, cannot get his money, then it simply means that a foreign investor who does not know the Nigerian terrain so well would be lost completely. Okay.